Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we find ourselves on a dark desert highway, cool wind in our hair, as Barles playing as the Red Goths prepares to take on Mr. Yo playing as the Blue Mayans. Now while the players herd their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Excuse me. Now, the Goths are about as single-minded as you can possibly get by pushing their players towards one military building and one military building alone, the barracks. These structures start out the game working 20% faster, but can actually be upgraded to work more than 200% faster, which is great because Goths get 10 extra population space in Imperial, capping out at 210 compared to the usual 200, and all Goth infantry units get progressively cheaper until Imperial, when they're discounted by a massive 35%. Now, all Goth infantry also get a progressive attack bonus against building up to +3 in Imperial, which makes them quite good and quite adept at taking down castles and other structures in the late game. Now, the Goth barracks itself can also be upgraded to train the unique unit of the Goths, the huskarl. This is a decent infantry unit overall, but it does come with one very powerful skill: killing archers. They come with a massive attack bonus against archer units and base pierce armor that makes them basically immune from most archer fire in the game. Now, to support a big over 200 hungry population, Goth hunters are stronger and carry more, and Loom is researched in literally under 1 second, so Goth villagers are harder to raid and kill right away from the beginning of the game. Now, the Blue Mayans are a civ that pushes their players towards archers by making skirmishers able to be upgraded to throw a second, albeit weaker, projectile, and their foot archers, except for skirmishers, do become progressively cheaper as the game goes on, all the way up to 30% cheaper in Imperial, which is incredibly useful and can be used to mass their unique unit, the plumed archer. This is the fastest foot archer unit in the game that comes with a pretty small, pretty decent attack bonus against infantry. Now, to support your ranged units against the enemy, Mayan walls are 50% cheaper, so archers can stay safe behind a lot of these, and eagle warriors can be upgraded to get a massive +40 boost to their HP. So a fully upgraded Mayan Elite Eagle Warrior does come with a massive 100 HP. Now, to help the Mayans produce as large an army as possible, their resources do last 15% longer, and they start the game with an extra villager, but 50 less food. So let's take a look where our players have spawned their opening positions. Mr. Yo completely open to the north, facing his opponent. Primary gold, primary stone, both very exposed, would do very well to take this hill as early as possible to keep this gold out of his opponent's hands. Secondary gold, a little bit more secure in the back. Barles starting off in pretty much the same position, front completely open, primary gold also very much front forward, and his primary stone, okay, a little bit more secure in the back. So he's in a slightly better position when it comes to positioning of his stone, although his secondary gold very far off campus here on the other side of this hill. So again, both players would do well to take the high ground. Remember though, Goths do not have the ability to build any kind of wall except a palisade, and unlike the Cuman palisades, which come with a third extra HP, their palisades are just basic beach palisade walls. I was trying not to swear there, but mid-sentence I realized I would have to swear, and so I apologize to anyone with a weaker constitution. Let's take a look at what our players have scouted of each other's base. Mr. Yo, finally going out onto the map with his Eagle Scout, has managed to see his entire surrounding area in a big Danish-style circling by his Eagle Warrior. His opponent has already made his way across the map, has seen the house to the north, has seen the secondary gold. Let's follow along the journey. We'll call this, we'll call him Jeremy. We'll follow Jeremy's journey. We'll see what exactly he can scout of his opponent and what exactly he sees. He should be able to discern exactly where his opponent is by the placement of these houses. The placement of the resources does manage to see both the primary gold and the primary stone, so he knows that his opponent is very much in this dark area here, or at least should know. barracks going down for our Mayan player. Both players heading up to Feudal. Our Mayan player getting there first by a pretty decent lead of about 45 seconds. We'll see what he can do with that advantage. Did go up on the back of fewer villagers, though, did Mr. Yo. So we'll see if that hinders or hampers his ability to put any kind of early game pressure on his opponent. Oh, and he Viper Gates his opponent in using a house and a palisade, although 3 militia rather. Oh god, every game I get the same thing. I always say men-at-arms. 3 militia do make their way across the map, although we'll see what they can actually get done. Eagle Scout wisely returning home as fast as he possibly can, moving at a pace of 1.1. Okay, Mr. Yo. I was going to say, is he going to lose this villager? But no, instead manages to get not only a scout, but also a second unit, a militia. Now they are men-at-arms. They are going to be a little bit more deadly for these blue villagers to deal with, although does pop out an archer, does Mr. Yo. Remember, I believe they are 10% cheaper in Feudal, 20% in Castle, and 30% off in Imperial, the Mayan foot archers, with the exception of skirmishers. So, for now, Eagle running interference while the archer shoos these men-at-arms away. No real follow-up here except for another men-at-arm, okay, by our red Goth. Let me know what you think. I think naturally, I mean, the Elo here is in favor of Mr. Yo, but the Civ, I would imagine, is in favor of Barles, unless Mr. Yo decides to go very much into Eagles. He is missing, as the Mayans, one of the perfect counters to the Goths, which is, of course, the hand cannoneer, as the Meso Civs do not get the gunpowder units, but we'll see what he decides to do, what build order. As always, you know, the Civ features, the Civs themselves are, in my opinion, quite secondary to the skill level, the strategy that the players themselves choose to employ in the game. Military count here pretty equal, although now with the death of that one archer, it goes very much in favor of Barles. Unfortunately for Mr. Yo, does attract the attention of this wolf who chases him down, manages to get a few nibbles of these archers. And yeah, just because the Mayans are very much an archer civ and the Goths are very much an archer killing civ, I would give the advantage here to Barles in terms of civilizations. Does manage to get a villager already very early on in the game. This tower, oh no, now the tower is in jeopardy. Where is Mr. Yo going with these archers? He's attacking the open barn door. There's really nothing in here of the blacksmith, but needs to go home. This is a decent amount of pressure here. Moves 6 villagers forward. We'll see if that's enough to shoo Barles away. For now, he is claiming the top of the hill. Yeah, these 78, 79% done. Maybe send 1 or 2 villagers to complete the tower while the others attack the infantry units. But doing a pretty good job, showing you the inherent weakness of a feudal age army, or the fact that 2 units did die, 1 villager, 1 man-at-arms. Rather, man-at-arms, I should say. And now he's circling around the east portion of his opponent's base is Barles, trying to see how annoying he could possibly be. The archers for Mr. Yo have paid the price. These skirmishers have laid them into their grave. And now Mr. Yo sitting on a massive 1 military supply, being a skirmisher somewhere out on the map. Or maybe just back at home. Where are you, Mr. Skirmisher? Okay, circling the south of the base, trying to keep an eye on these 3 skirmishers of his opponent. And has to retreat, but now these villagers are going to get tickled away from this wood line unless he can come up with a response. He does have 1 Eagle Scout. Looked like he was interested in putting pressure across the map, but then changed his mind, came right back, and now 1 very aggressive villager. We'll see if he can take on this man-at-arms. Okay, Eagle, Archer, Skirmisher coming in for Mr. Yo. Oh, God. Loses the Archer, immediately loses the Skirmisher, but we'll see what the Eagle can get done here. I think he could have stayed a little bit longer, possibly gotten the Skirmisher. 9 kills for our red Goth, who is now moving forward to the side a little bit with 2 archers, 2 skirmishers. So he's going to look to put on some multi-pronged aggression here, is our red Goth, who is plopping down a marketplace. Okay, we'll see if he intends to do a full wall off here, or if he decides to just funnel units through the town center. Mr. Yo being not aggressive at all so far, so no real reason for Barles to close off his base, especially if he sees the score about 300 points ahead. We know that he is 11 military supply to 5, so he has nothing to worry about. And let's see if Mr. Yo can get anything done with this little troop of an eagle and a few scouts, although nice little reinforcements coming in. Should be able to take on each of these halves if he wants to, although we'll discover now that he is under multi-pronged attack to the west as well, so would do well to retreat with his villager. These berry-picking villagers are now in jeopardy, and Mr. Yo, what is he going to do? What is he going to do? He's getting ranged upgrades. Okay. Not terrible. So upgrades for the archer units are identical, but military count, again, almost double for Barles compared to his opponent. And now he's pulled Mr. Yo to the left, is very comfortable to come back on the right. And this is the problem. This is the annoyance of a feudal age army attacking in multiple locations at once. These eagle warriors, this one with how much? This looks like he has 1 HP. Yeah, he has 1 HP. Needs to run away. He is okay, takes a sword to the face, dies. But now these oh no, never mind. I thought the eagle would attack the man-at-arms. Okay. And now, okay, Mr. Yo doing a fantastic job with very little military. Basically the bare bones, the bare minimum of what he needs in order to shoo away his opponent's forces. Another mining camp going down. I don't mind this at all. Attack the gold from multiple angles, make the mining faster. Who is up to castle? First, our red Goth by about, what, 40 in-game seconds? So we'll see what he can get done with that advantage. For now, military count 3 times the size of his opponents. But Mr. Yo getting upgrades. He's getting infantry upgrades. I wonder if we'll see eagles out of him. Is trying to wall off. Okay, never mind. Deletes the wall off there. Thinks better of it. Sees 4 archers, a man-at-arms, and not yet seeing the reinforcements. Should see it now. Yeah. We'll see what he decides to do. Again, Mr. Yo playing with fire here. Not really building his military, instead focusing on upgrades. His infantry will be much stronger in terms of upgrades compared to his opponent, who is sitting at 3 times the army supply and also a villager lead. And let's see what happens when Barles hits Castle Age in 3, 2, 1. What will he decide to build? Okay, a town center, not a bad location here. Gets access to the stone, the wood, plenty of room for farms. And still being annoying, upgrading his archers to crossbows, getting bodkins. So he is investing in archer upgrades. Our infantry civ is investing in ranged. Our ranged civ is investing in infantry. The world makes little to no sense. And now these crossbows are going to be able to shoo this away. Eagle Scouts. I mean, look, elite Eagle Warriors are one thing. Eagle Scouts are something completely different. Even Eagle Warriors, I would argue, are not quite the deterrent that they should be. Would love to see the developers add a bit more armor to an Eagle Warrior. But for now, Barles keeping an eye on his opponent with so much movement. I love the movement out of our red Goth player. Mr. Yo plopping down another town center, although a third going up for our red Goth. Okay, villager count. He is also exploding beyond his opponent, above 10% more villagers. No kills for these guys just yet. What about this little troop? Also no kills, although kill count 24 for our Goth, 20 for our Mayan. Our Goth, though, has lost 3 villagers, which is basically half of the difference in villagers. Let's see what he decides to do. Monastery. Okay, interesting. What will Barles do? Let's see what we can figure out here. He's building 2 barracks. He's got an archery range. Most of his villagers are on food, not unsurprising. Squires, long swordsmen. Okay, so our infantry civ is finally transitioning to infantry after building a massive 4 crossbows, 5 skirmishers. These are not even elite skirmishers, but they are at a +2. So he did invest a good chunk of resources and upgraded them. And now in come the Eagle Scouts. Like I said, would love to see these turn into Eagle Warriors. Barles trapped inside the base, although with the reinforcements coming from the north, should be able to break through here. The question is he trying to break out, or is he trying to break in? Does he want to swamp his opponent from the west? Eagle Warrior takes on Long Swordsman. Long Swordsman wins, although I think just because of the HP, and then immediately dies. Let's see if he demolishes one of his own palisades so he can get out of here. No, instead, Siege Workshop up. Scorpion. I am not a fan of Scorpion play in early Castle Age, but let's see what Mr. Yo can get done here. A third town center finally going up for him. Decent location near the gold, not too far away from the wood, and again, lots and lots of room for farms. Surprised that he's walling in with houses, since again the Mayan walls are 50% off. Scorpion doing a pretty decent job so far. I might have to revise my opinion of the Scorpions. Much prefer a mangonel, in my opinion, to the Scorpion at this stage of the game, when you still have the remnants of a feudal age army. I mean, this army would take a lot of damage from a mangonel. Moving forward with 7 more fully healthy long swordsmen. Let's see what they attack on. Only a 9. No upgrades at all for our red Goth, although finally, as I say that, of course, the defense upgrade, the first one, finishes up. Oh, looks like a monk and an eagle warrior paid the price here in the center of the map. Mr. Yo can't afford to throw away units like this. 28 minutes into the game, he's got 4 army supply. That 4 is 2 Scorpions and 2 Eagle Scouts. Okay, getting Bodkin. He's got 8 villagers on stone. He's about 220 some odd stone away from being able to build a castle, although his opponent less than 200, 160 stone away. The question is, what the hell is Mr. Yo going to do? Are we going to see a GG after 28 minutes here? This one monk, does he even get a convert? No, he did not. Okay, Scorpions here, shooing away this army. I mean, the infantry does tend to clump, and so Scorpion may not be as bad as I thought it was. 4th town center going up for our red Goth. Nice location, love this. Does he have any monks on the field? He's got 2 monks. Let's see if he collects relics. Only 2 villagers inside this. Oh god, look at this army coming forward by Barles. 34 army supply to the massive 2 of Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo playing incredibly greedy here. No murder holes for him, so this tower should go down in theory, unless Barles decides to back away, which is exactly what he does. Okay, the Scorpions finally get a kill. I mean, 5 kills on 2 Scorpions is not exactly the efficiency you're looking for. And now we've got an incredibly defensive castle by Mr. Yo. I don't mind this at all. The problem is, what the hell is he going to do to respond to these long swordsmen being attacked in multiple locations? Any upgrades? Okay, finally a +1/+2 wheelbarrow going down for our Gothic player. Okay. So he feels confident enough with this very aggressive castle that his home front is safe and secure, so much so that he can start investing in economic upgrades. And finally, a mangonel defending the western frontier on his own. We'll see if this is a hero mangonel or if this is a mangonel destined to die. Mr. Yo sitting on literally 3 siege units, literally 3 army supply to the 35 of his opponent. Barles respecting Mr. Yo so much that he's not moving forward. I mean, he can attack here from multiple angles. This tower is for sure going down now that the castle is up. He can attack from the north, the east, the west, but has to be careful. Mangonel will shoo this away. Again, this is, I think, my preferred. When you've walled yourself off and your opponent is coming in with slow-moving infantry and ranged units, in my opinion, mangonel is the better play. Although, of course, like everything in Age of Empires, it's very situational. And oh, Barles gets the palisade while he is inside the walls. This Scorpion, after getting, I think I saw 7 kills, and he's inside in the south as well. But now we've got plumed archers out of Mr. Yo heading up to Imperial, a minute and a half away. Barles nowhere close to Imperial. So we'll see if Mr. Yo, if this was his game plan all along, hold the line until you can get to Imperial. But you are going ranged units against the Goths. All our red Goth has to do is tech switch over to huskarls in one of the coolest named upgrades in the game. I believe it is called Anarchy. Super cool name. And all of a sudden, every single barracks of the Goth player can train a huskarl. A 5th town center going up. Okay, Barles settling in. He knows that he's the one putting on the aggression. He knows that he's the one dictating the pace of the game, even though Mr. Yo has cleaned up at home and has taken the kill count lead, 64 to 44. Where are all these plumed archers? They are so fast, and they are just such a cool unit. 10 kills on these guys. Town center's helping out. Let's see, 2 kills for you, 0 kills, 5 kills for you. How many for the castle? 6 kills. So using a combination of static defense and these quick moving foot archers, Mr. Yo has so far managed to survive, but here comes the counter unit, the antidote to the archers. Take a look at the base pierce armor of 6 plus 2 for this huskarl. I mean, still weak to engage into a castle. I don't know what Barles is doing. It seems to be throwing these units away. But Mr. Yo reaching Imperial first. Again, his opponent about halfway through, although right as I say that, his food count goes up. He's balancing his economy, selling wood for gold. He wants to go up to Imperial so he can contest this trebuchet. And these plumed archers got 1 more kill, but the second they see the huskarl, I mean, 8 armor is just ridiculous. Even with their attack bonus, which I think right now is a +1, yeah. They attack on, what, a 9 against the unit who has 8 pierce armor. So these 2 huskarls, take a look at how little damage this huskarl is taking from 8 archer units, and now a second one comes in. They are not much slower than the plumed, 1.15 to 1.2. So if Mr. Yo even so much as stops to tie his shoelaces, these huskarls are going to close the distance and demolish, eviscerate, decimate the archer count. Oh, and is he trying to cut Mr. Yo off? As Mr. Yo moves south at the top of our screen by these wild Mustang horses that need to be domesticated. Okay, huskarls need to be careful here. Again, they are incredibly tanky against archers, but quantity will still beat quality, right? I mean, 15 to 2, and he entered a castle kill zone, continuing to circle to the left with his small remainder force from his feudal age / early castle days. And Mr. Yo is stabilized. I mean, the greedy play allowed him to survive. This castle should go down. 1 more shot and it is basically donezo. Monks getting sniped, 2 of them going down. Another huskarl, but now take a look at this. That is more than Mr. Yo should be taking on right now, in my opinion. Although Barles disagrees, he is hitting Imperial. I believe, given his resources, we are going to see a tech upgrade into elite huskarls, and then take a look at their pierce armor is going to jump up significantly. Yeah, okay, 35 seconds away. That's why he's not engaging with these huskarls, continuing to roam the map, continuing to take a little bit of damage here and there. What is in here? A battering ram. So Mr. Yo, what the hell is that? He managed to get in, and all of a sudden we've got how many? 9 plumed archers inside of his opponent's base. We'll see what kind of damage. There's not a lot of villagers here. They have all absconded into their town centers. Oh no, we'll catch a few of these. Mr. Yo, I wonder if he's better off clumping his army as opposed to these small groups of 9 and 10 plumed archers. Oh man, they're being so annoying. 21 kills on these guys. Every game that I cast the Mayan, the groups of plumed archers just get so many kills. These are elite now, by the way, so the attack bonus against infantry should be 2. There it is. You see infantry 2. So 11 attack against infantry, but take a look at the huskarls armor. 10 freaking pierce armor against the unit that attacks on an 11. So you do the math. In come the huskarls. Oh yeah, he's got to run away. But with a castle support, I mean, if he stands and fights, he will lose these plumed archers, but he'll get a whole bunch of his opponent's huskarls. That being said, huskarls are not super duper expensive. Okay. And remember, they do get a, I believe at this point in Imperial, it is a +3 attack against buildings. +6. Okay. Huskarls roaming around the map. Barles needs to be a little bit more careful with them, although 60 army supply, now 55 to 30. And again, look, the second the plumed archers stop, my god, they get decimated. A very defensive castle being attempted here, although these huskarls, oh my god, cock blocking this castle. Needs to pull some of these lumberjacks, I think, to complete, although villagers, nice body block for the plumed archers. Okay. More and more huskarls streaming across the map. 56 huskarls in total for our red Goth, who is slowly but surely taking out Mr. Yo's plumed archers. I mean, look, if you ask me, should you go plumed archers against Goths? I don't necessarily know that you really want to, especially in these quantities. 33, although he is going up to 57. Eventually, the quantity does come into play as a very important factor, but one thing Mr. Yo is not doing properly, in my opinion, is not clumping his archers. He's got a group here, he's got a group here, he's got a group here, he's got 3 castles pumping out plumed archers all the livelong day, going up to almost 40. The problem is you can keep throwing away groups of 6 or 7 huskarls to kill 9 or 10 plumed archers, and as long as you keep your opponent pegged up in his base, or penned up in his base. Oh, look how fast this castle. Look at that HP. 30, 29, 28, 27. Oh, never mind. He's repairing. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say, as long as you keep your opponent penned up in his base like this, eventually he will run out of gold. Eventually you will deny this gold. And then all of a sudden, Mr. Yo is broke. And the second he can't build any more of his plumed archers, he is going to give up the game. And I think Mr. Yo saw that, especially he saw these trebuchets, and there is no chance in hell he's going to engage into these trebuchets, especially not with how many huskarls, 23 huskarls defending them, how many here on the offensive, 27, 62 overall. Our red Goth playing to the strength of his civilization. Mr. Yo giving us a very fun game to watch. I mean, again, if you were to ask me, should you go archers against Goths? Obviously, all things being equal, the answer is hell no. But Mr. Yo trying to use the mobility. They do move at 1.2. Does Elite Huskarl move any faster? No, it does not at 1.15. Now that he's going to lose this castle, though, to the Trebs, to the Huskarls, and all these villagers, take a look at the villager count. He is down 107 to 131, and 107, by the way, minus another 6. So he's going to be down to basically 100 villagers to his opponent's 131. His opponent has full control of the map. Let's take a look at how many barracks for our red Goth. 8. Okay, not the end of the world. Remember, Goths don't really need as many barracks as other civilizations because they can upgrade them at the end of the day with anarchy and with perfusion to work basically 219% faster. So 3 times faster than a normal barracks. And so they don't need as many barracks as most civilizations. But I think Mr. Yo saw the writing on the wall. He saw that his attempts to divide and conquer his opponent here with clumps of plumed archers was not succeeding. He saw that his opponent is now chasing him to the west. His opponent is now tackling his castles to the east. And once that castle goes down, this one not far behind. And these plumed archers, fantastic defensively. If he can stay behind structures and just shoot at the huskarls all the livelong day, that's one thing. But once these structures start falling and the huskarls start having free reign, there is absolutely nothing. And take a look. These are fully upgraded, by the way, huskarls with a +4 attack, +2 pierce. So 8 pierce armor again against a unit that does 11 damage. So 1 damage per shot for these plumed archers. 70 HP means that you need 70 elite plumed archers to take out, to one-shot a elite huskarl. And so Mr. Yo, I think, saw the writing on the wall, realized that he's lost control of his static defense now that his opponent is in Imperial. Did a fantastic job, by the way, of getting rid of his opponent's castle, having his Treb out first. So kudos to Mr. Yo for lasting, first of all, 45 minutes playing an Archer Civ against the Goths. 105 plumed archers, 152 huskarls. APM pretty relaxed for both players. Let's take a look at kill count. Mr. Yo significantly more. Not a surprise. He is playing the ranged unit, so he can just sit and kite and run away as he needs to. 129 kills for our Goth. And let's take a look at the economy. See, wow, Barles with 10,000 resources ahead. Gold a little bit ahead. Basically, the relics. Stone very much ahead. It looks like almost 2 castles, if I'm not mistaken. About 2 castles. Maybe a little less. But food and wood, or rather food, is where he really shined. How many villagers did he have on food? 63. And so I believe the huskarl at this point of the game does only cost 28 gold. Or maybe 26 gold? Yeah, 26 gold it should cost. And so with 1,145 gold, that's a good amount of huskarls that he can build. Nothing that Mr. Yo can put out to defend this now that the Trebs are out. And overall, Mr. Yo realizing that he can no longer defend the home front, that he can no longer put on aggression on the offensive side of the map, and so decides to tap out. Barles gets the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.